Hello, today we are looking at the area of combined rectangles. So remember, area has a formula of length times width, or they say width times height sometimes. Okay, basically we're taking the two dimensions and multiplying those. So we have to be a little bit careful, but the trick is to either add two small rectangles together, or take a large rectangle, okay, like this giant one, take the whole rectangle as if it did not have that piece taken out of it, take the whole area, then take away the chunk that was taken away. I'm going to do the additive strategy first. So here, this demonstrates that this length is 4, okay, so from here to here is 4. We have to be careful. Now I made this line to break it into the two rectangles, right? Now this entire distance is 7, right? So from here all the way to here is 7. Okay, so we have to be careful that when we're trying to find this first rectangle, we're not doing a base of 7 or length of 7. It's actually 4 is what we're looking for. Okay, so if we do 4 times this height dimension here, 4 times 4 equals 16. So this is 16. Now over here, so this 3 here is telling us that the distance from this corner to this corner is 3, and the height, the length here, would be 2. So that part would be 3 times 2, or 6. So that's 6. So if that's 16 and that's 6, add those together, and that would give us 22. Okay, let's practice another one. So the first step is, if we're doing the additive ways, to break this into rectangles. Now we could draw a line lengthwise and make two very skinny rectangles, or we could draw the line here, which I think would make a little bit more sense, breaking this into a left and right rectangle. Okay, so again, this whole base is 7. That's not quite what we're looking for. We want to figure out what the dimensions of this rectangle here are first. So we do 4 times 2, okay, width of 4, length of 2, or height of 2. So this would be 8. We'll do a different color. Now we need to find this rectangle. So it has a height of 1. That part was easy. But what's the other dimension? Okay, so if this entire base is 7, if that's 7, and we take away 4, what would that be? 7, the whole width down here of 7, minus 4, that would mean that this dimension would be 3, right? If from here to here is 4, how many more numbers are there to get to a whole distance of 7? Because remember, this whole distance is 7. So that means this would have a width of 3. Okay, so then we do 1 times 3 equals 3, and then we just add those two numbers together. So 8 plus 3 equals 11. Okay, next one. All right. So I think I'd like to break this. Doesn't quite matter. Let me break it this way, and we'll do this as the blue rectangle up here. Okay, so it's easy to see that we have a width up here of 4, so we could do 4 times, well, what would this height be right here? What would that be? Well, we know the entire distance, the entire height here is 9, right? All the way down from top to bottom is 9. So how much would And rectangles, remember, opposite sides are equal. So if we can find this side, then we know automatically what this side is, right? So we do 9 minus whatever this section is. So how tall is this section? Right here. So this section would be the same as this section, which is labeled as 2. So 9 take away this distance of 2 would give us 7. So that side is 7 here, and this side would also be 7. And that's how that works. So we have 4 times 7 equals 28. Now we have to do this little red rectangle. So we already figured out that it has a height dimension of 2, but what about the width? Okay, so we know this entire length up top is 4, right? From this point to this point is 4. And if we take away this segment of 2, 4 take away 2, means that from here to here is 2, which also means that from here to here is 2. So the question mark is also 2. So the dimensions of the red box would be 2 times 2 equals 4. Add those together, 28 plus 4 makes 32. Okay, next one. That was 32, the last one. How about this guy? So I make the big blue rectangle, and I make the little red rectangle. We just have to find the dimensions, and then we find the area. Okay, so now the red rectangle is easy. This dimension up here is 1, and it has a height of 4. So 1 times 4 equals 4. Now we have to figure out the blue side, the blue rectangle. So we know from here to here is 7, right? From here to here is 7. So we need to figure out what this dimension is. What is that base? So we can look at that. Okay, so this portion of the base is 2. 2 plus up here is 1. That's labeled as 1. So 2 plus 1 means that this would have a width of 3, which means this down here is also 3. So we do 7 times 3 equals 21. 4 plus 21 makes 25. Just like that. And that's it for today.